Hello, it's Wednesday and I'm out here with my little Harley Barley and my little Speedy Gonzales. He's super. He is just, I don't know if you can see him. Harley is going to sit and headbutt me because she wants me to scratch her, and I am trying to do things just now. Hello, Trouble. Hello, where are you, Mr. Trouble? What you up to? Look at this. Oh, he's so sweet. He's so sweet. Now, we need to work out whether or not you can actually hear me, because I don't know what the problem was with the volume yesterday. Oh, for goodness sake. Mr. Trouble, what you doing? Huh? This one is in everything. And Harley gets really ratty if you pay him more attention than her. Because she likes being massaged. And if you don't do it, she comes in and she pushes him out of the way. Because she's a terror. And he's snorting behind me. What you doing? Mister? What you up to? He's not going to stand still. So, let's see if we can do this. I'm going to go and try. Oh, he's such a monkey. Harley, is he misbehaving? He snorts. Do it again, you little pest. Huh? He is so sweet. Nick says this is the cutest baby animal he has ever seen in his life. And he really is. What you doing? Where are you? Yes, you. Oh my goodness. Right. Anyway, I better get on with this. I need to turn this thing again. So I'm all on my lonesome. Janine is away doing stuff, and Carleen is still not feeling the best. So we'll just continue as we were, and I'm not going to open any mail because I've got one hand on the donkey, scratching, and I've got the other hand on the camera. So I'm totally multitasking, and you'll see Mr. zooming roundabout behind me. Oh, he's a handful, honestly, a total handful. Here he goes, he's doing circuits while snorting. What's the snorting for? Huh? Trouble. So, today we had a job down in Woburn. We saw 40 people, and it was quite a careful selection because we took, well, I say we, it was Janine and Belinda who volunteers for us and supports Carleen on some occasions as well. So they went to a cognitive and physical facility, and I have to write this down so I remember, because otherwise I'd really be making it up. And it was quite clear that we were going to have to. It's quite a lively group, and apparently this is the group that on one occasion had grabbed Larky by the ear, which she fortunately wasn't particularly put out by, but we have to be very aware that Sizzle doesn't particularly like it any longer because she prefers going out on visits when they're a bit more low-key and fewer people and less busy. So we're trying to tailor the dog's strengths to the types of visits and places. I'm always worried he just takes a chunk out of me. Hello! To tailor the dogs and their personalities and their strengths to the visits that we're actually doing. So Noodles went today, and Janine was delighted with him because he was very obedient, he's very low key, and believe it or not, he doesn't sit and yap. He just does that at donkeys. He is he's nice to be around, and he's very gentle. So he tied in nicely with Carl, who is also just big and goofy, and Larky, who's a bit of a stronger personality but pretty steady. So that was a very successful visit, and I think everybody really enjoyed it. So that was super. And I'm saying the royal we because Janine and I only went out and ate lunch, but don't tell anyone about that. we went out and we were just discussing the plans for moving forward, and then we realised we hadn't actually had breakfast. So and this was nearly 1 o'clock, so we thought we better actually have something before we stopped for the day. And we were talking about all the improvements that we're making on the farm, and how we were going to be achieving those, and how we were going to be staffing them. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of changes, and changes are obviously things that people are wary of. Some people embrace change, others don't embrace change, and that's fine. But sometimes change is necessary. So the fencing is a change. We're having to replace the fencing. There's just no two ways about it. The animals need to be... Listen, honestly, I'm trying to explain about fencing and you're snorting at my back, mister. And you're toasty, roasty hot. So we need the animals safe, both from inside the paddock so the animals can't get out, and outside the paddock so nothing can get in with them. It's a priority for us at the moment. It's maybe not the most exciting thing, and I can tell you it's not the most exciting thing having to do this, but it's a necessity, and we all need the foundation stones to be able to move on forward. And yeah, that's what we're approaching. Not the most dynamic, but it's moving. So that's great. Nick is actually working in the cabin at the moment. He's drilling holes in the wall. We'll not even go there. So the other thing that was forward motion today was Janine and Wallace and Bruno made some progress with the Donkey Cafe. Now the Donkey Cafe roof blew off over winter, and it's, as I think you probably remember, and I'm not taking a walk down there just now because it's quite noisy down there, just with the change of dinner time, etc. And also the camera cuts out halfway down the hill. That much I know. And we decided that instead, we've got plans to make a more permanent roof structure there so that people can both be shaded from the sun and the rain. It's not going to happen this year, so we put up another one of the tarps that we had in supply, and we'll make do with that. It will be perfectly functional. It won't be particularly durable, so it's going to need to be replaced probably by next year, but it will get us moving forward, and that's exactly what we're looking for. It's something that we already have in stock. We haven't had to purchase it, and it's up and ready to go. So that's what they did down there today. The plans are now moving ahead because we've got Donkey Cafe going. I think he's just calculating what nonsense he's about to go up. Hello, sweetheart. Get up to. That means that we can now move on with the area behind the tea tent, and the goats, we really need to move them down there, and the chickens down there as well. The beauty of the tea tent is the structure at the back, at the paddock, with the goats and all of the chicken area. That structure that forms the tea tent actually doesn't have a solid wall on it. So what we'll do is we will actually build probably about a half wall, and with that we will actually be going to have people who can come in and out, and they can sit and enjoy the tea tent, and also the goats, not the horned goats obviously, the goats, and we'd probably put a few mini animals in there, and the chickens. So that's the plan that we're working on now, moving forward with the tea tent and getting it cleared out and ready to go. So that's super. And that's just another thing that's also in progress. Gosh. So what else? I've had to make a list because, quite frankly, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's getting ratty because I've stopped massaging her neck. Look at this one. He's running around with a leaf in his mouth. Hey! Hey, you! Turn around and let us see what you're eating. You little pest. You little pest. Yeah? He is such a little monkey. He's got a big leaf in his mouth. A big leaf. Come on. Let's show everyone. Harley, he is so naughty. You don't want to eat that, you silly boy. Or maybe you do. So, Harley, enough. So the other thing I have to address, and Janine and I will do a mail chat tomorrow, and we'll probably go into this in more detail. I think one of the confusing things that came out of the Daily Doggy today was that I think Carleen kind of misidentified us as not being a 501c, but we are a 501c3 and have been since we started. Unfortunately, what we did was we put our paperwork under Crazy Acres Animal Sanctuary, which was initially the name that we very quickly made up and applied for our 501c3 and were granted. Crazy Acres isn't really what we want to be moving forward under. It's doesn't really identify what we're doing here. We'd far rather have something a bit more serene. And we changed our name to Goldy's Farm Animal Sanctuary. The problem with it is the paperwork with the government agency, we have to operate as Crazy Acres for 6 months before we're eligible to change it to Goldy's Farm. So we do have all the paperwork in place. It means that what we're actually operating as is Crazy Acres Animal Sanctuary trading as Goldy's Farm, which is why if people send in donations and they're in cheque form, they can be deposited into the bank under either Crazy Acres or under Goldy's Farm. And that was to make it easier for people, instead of having to go back and say, actually, I know we're Goldy's Farm, but could you please put it under Crazy Acres? So moving forward, we will be, our tax identifier number will or our EIN number will actually be under Goldy's Farm Animal Sanctuary, but at the moment we're still trading as that, and it's quite straightforward. Well, we think it's quite straightforward. Hello, Nicholas. And so that, I think, I hope explains the confusion over that. What you doing?
No.
What's that? Oh, my fan. I don't think I can put that on because she's been a bit pushy. And I can't, and if I get up off my seat, I'll not get it back. I have experience. I'll come and get it in a minute, thank you. Polly sent me a fan and it's wonderful. Unless you're coming in, you've dropped the glasses. Oh, right, he's left it on the fence. So that probably, I hope, addresses some of the confusion that people were experiencing from the Daily Doggy. There are other bits and pieces that I think, I think with any organisation you do actually have differences of opinion of what's a priority and what's not. And at the moment, we're not really in a position where we're replacing the baling twine that was used to hold things together, that's been up for about 20 years and is no longer functioning, okay? So baling twine is no longer an option, and there's so many repairs that are needing made that if we don't do them, we're actually creating more problems for ourselves further down the line. It's very boring, but that's just the state of play. So that's what's happening with that, and I'm hoping people have got questions, because it's very boring sitting here just talking at myself and two donkeys, neither of whom are particularly interested, I might add. Right, Harley, I need this finger. You just hold on. Oh my golly gosh. Right, where am I? Oh, yeah, Harley is now scratching herself on my knee, which is making things difficult. Goodness. Oh, I'm glad you can hear me, because I don't know what happened yesterday with the thing. It should have worked. Oh, so there we are. Uh-oh. And she's on the move. Right, that's fine. Oh, ow! Harley! Harley just gets so ratty because I'm here. Look. Right, okay, that's fine, that's working. Baby donk zoomies, definitely. Harley is headbutting me like crazy. Enough! Oh, how many people did they see yesterday? Oh, goodness. We saw... Oh, I think there was about 30. 30, and that was in Peabody. So that's how many we saw yesterday. Noodles is upstairs. He has been asleep all afternoon. He obviously finds it very tiring going out to do these jobs because he has been lying snoring in the bed with the Great Danes. Oh! Does this trouble here have teeth? I haven't tried it out, and I'm not prepared to because he's getting a bit wild. Look. Ugh. Every time he goes by me, he knocks me in the back. You're a bit of a monkey today. Huh? Look. He's a little monkey. So I don't know if he's got teeth. We'll look at a later date. In fact, I'll get somebody else to look at a later date. I'll just video. Oh, the camper is going to get moved once we've got time. Yeah, it should be done sooner. Oh, Harley! It should be done sooner rather than later because we need to get all the bits and pieces moved in the driveway so that it actually looks presentable. Stop it. See, she's getting really annoyed. Honestly, you're supposed to be helping me. And it does actually open up the view if we move that camper out of the way. He is snorting like a bull, and I'm hoping he's not about to ram me in the back like a bull because I'd totally fall off this stone. Oh dear. I'm trying not to whisper. I'm also trying not to shout because I always feel a bit awkward outside. It's a bit of a silly thing, but I always feel that I talk very loud when I'm in the house with Carleen. Harley, but when I'm outside, I feel it's a bit rude to to shout. So I'll talk as loud as I can, and I hope nobody. I feel a bit silly, but hey, right. Honestly, if the video's freezing, I'm presuming it's just because we're outside and Nick is also playing with the internet again. I'm afraid there's not much I can do. And Noodles is definitely working for his keep. I think one of the things we're going to do is we're going to maintain him going out on training walks on Tuesdays and Thursdays with Kate, which is fantastic. And that keeps him fit, healthy, and the training up. Kate and I are going to work with both Julius and Noodles and get them working with the same sort of sets of instruction, the same sort of training, and we'll see whether or not there's the opportunity for taking out a second team of dogs, because we do actually have another lady who worked in this area before she's actually just newly retired, and she has shown some interest in coming aboard, so that would be absolutely fantastic. But we'd like to have another set of dogs and animals available to go out, so we're going to give Julius a shot, and that could work out quite nicely for us and for the dogs, because they actually really enjoy it. Right. He's a cutie. He is a total cutie. He's a wildie, but he's absolutely adorable. Right, what else is happening? I'm trying to answer these questions. I need a secretary, honestly. Wanda's rescue. No. No. Carleen is feeling fine. She's just got a real... I don't know whether or not it's a head cold or if it's in her chest. It's nothing desperately awful. It's just unpleasant. And she is making good use of the Kleenex boxes and drinking soup. But she's now decided that instead of soup, she'd far rather have ice cream. Because I have to say this without bashing Janine, because I always find this a bit of a joke. So Janine made her soup last night, and as we were doing something last night, and I can't remember. We were out in the car, Janine and I. We were doing something, and I said, "Your mum's just sent you a text, Janine," and she said, "Oh, what is it?" And I said, "She wants to know if you made the soup with water." And she went, "Of course I made it with water." So I went back and I said, "Yes." And she said, "I bet you she doesn't like the soup." So Janine and I were going somewhere. Nick was going in the opposite direction in my car to the supermarket. So I said to Nick, "Do you want to just pick up Carleen some soup when you're in the supermarket?" So he promptly did so. He got home just before us, and he wandered off and he took her chicken noodle soup. At which point she said, "Thank goodness he brought that." And he said, "Do you want it heated up?" And she said, "Yes, please." She said, because whatever Janine made, she said, I just couldn't eat it. So that's her off soup duty. So in an effort to make sure her mum's still getting fluids and keeping her energy up, and she decided to make her mango smoothies, which she very decadently makes with ice cream. So those went down exceptionally well. So we'd brought her home soup today. We gave her the soup, and as she was drinking and eating the soup, the smoothie was ready. At which point she said, "Just take this soup back." She said, "I'll just stick with the smoothies. They're fantastic." So Janine has now hit her stride, and it's smoothies all the way. And she just needs to be here to make them, to operate the machine. Oh my gosh. This is Harley. Right, so this is all I am to Harley, is a scratching and massage person. Look at her. Do I have to sit out here with you all day? Honestly, oh my gosh. Here we go. So the fencing that we're putting in is, because we're not really focusing on dogs, and the dogs runs are probably more over on my side of the property and will be going forward when service dog leave. We're putting in standard equine fencing, and it will be probably wooden posts with the no climb fencing, and maybe a post along the top, bit along the top. Thank you. That was very helpful. Yes, still helpful. I know. And that will just be to retain our wayward donkeys, mules, and horses, and goats. In fact, goats need just that little. I don't know if you could see them. Where are they? They're way back there, causing trouble. Yep, Harley, thank you. Goats it is. And we're having to replace all the baling twine because, believe it or not, her baling twine has actually started to disintegrate. It does that after a certain number of decades, so it's all coming back. And we're trying to do it properly so that we don't have a constant maintenance issue, because no, we've not really got the time for constant maintenance. It's a big enough job dealing with the animals without having to make sure they can't get out of paddocks. So we're trying to do it efficiently, cost effectively, and in a manner that's going to be long lasting. Here's hoping. Now, so the barn camera. We've no idea what happened with the barn camera. The code that was sent through this morning duplicated the barn camera. And, so it hasn't been the same since. So I think between Nick and Janine, they will get that sorted out, and we should be getting up and running. Oh, would you please add the repair and tarp the pool tent? It's a wonderful area to relax by the pool. Yes, unfortunately that area, and that's where Nanny Pam's seats and table normally live. They're on Carleen's deck at the moment, and that area we actually have to do a bit of maintenance work on at the moment. I would actually really love to put a swing set or a swinging seat over there, because there's enough space for one, and Nanny Pam's sitting set, and it's just such a lovely area. So that's something that I've kind of like got in the back of my mind, and we'll wait and see whether or not we can manage that. We cannot put the tarp back up there at the moment because a tree came down on top of it and it bent the metal framework. So the metal framework had to be completely and utterly removed from that area. It's something that we will put back up again. We probably won't use tarp and the metal framing, more likely to go with wood with some sort of more solid structure on the top, because we are spending our time replacing and tying down tarps. Now, No, it's the pond, not the pool, I think, because we haven't got a pool. Not that I'm aware of anywhere. And yes, he is a stinker, but he's very sweet. Now, oh, Harley. Oh, and I'm getting, Harley is, my poor knee. She's got, her clavicle is going right over my kneecap. That's actually quite sore. Oh, goodness, I tell you. Yes, there is a new woman that's working here, but I'm not 100% sure that if that's just a stopgap. I know we've got somebody coming in later on, so it may be that this is, I think this was on a contractual sort of like casual basis. So I can't really talk about that because it's not really my domain. I think it's Judy who deals with that. Now, I'm looking for questions. Looks like yeah. This little boy has been running. He does occasional sleep, but he's been running for the majority of the day. And he's just the happiest little soul. He's, yes. He goes. I can't even keep up with him with the camera because he's up to nonsense. Oh. Yes, that post and rail fencing that you're talking about, Debbie, is it's the bane of our life. And it's absolutely fantastic, but I think what people forget is that wood expands and contracts depending upon the amount of water retention it's got, and also the amount of whatever the temperature's doing. So while it fits really well when you put it up, there's a very good chance that the rails are going to be coming down. And there's split and rail in the other farm, and we spend quite a lot of time trying to keep it upright. It's nearly as bad as the white fence for dropping its rails, I can tell you. I think all types of fencing have their pros and their cons, and you just have to find the one that's going to work best for use and the animals that you're trying to contain, hopefully. I think one of the things that we're really keen to do is, once the farm comes back into its whole shape again, is reinstate the gates, and the gates will allow us to have, the likes of Harley could be out wandering. We've got other animals that would benefit from having a bit of freedom to wander around. They come out, they're well behaved on the whole, apart from that foal, and you can trust them to be there when you come back. Not the horned goats, at which point the horned goats are going to forever be contained because they are escapologists. So that's really what we're attempting to do. Yeah, the swing sets are just lovely, and everybody gravitates towards that swing set that's down, the industrial one that's down at the barn. They all here incoming. Look at this. Honestly, pushy pants. And you're pushy pants too. Yes, you are. Look. Oh, there he is. Here's his beautiful eyes. He's beautiful. Oh, sorry. Here comes Mummy. Mummy's like, get off. Right, enough already. Oh, he is so lovely. He's the best boy. Are you the best baby? Harley's like, nope, this is me time. Oh, Harley, he is gorgeous. You did such a good job. Such a good job. There we go. See, look at his lovely face. He is such a sweetie. Such a sweetie. And I don't know if you can see all his little chin hairs. Let me see your chin hairs. He has got massive chin hairs. And they've got massive chin hairs because that's all where their depth perception lies. Can we see your chin hairs, honey? Can we see them? And it gives him, it lets him know where things like essential feeding devices are. And now she's having a scratch, right, so I can go on with the questions. Does Carleen call it the pool tent? Right, that's very confusing. Yes, you could name the full Zoom. Oh, Harley. Ow. Oh, yes, I hope he's going to sleep. My eyelashes look great, thank you. That's the only thing that distinguishes me when I've got my hair tied back from not being a boy. I said to Janine, I'm having a good day if I've got my mascara on. Otherwise I look really half asleep. Yes, the gates would be nice. Keeps everybody safe and contained. So, if there's no more questions, that's kind of like it for today. Thanks very much, Harley. You were great. Absolutely wonderful. Oh, he's round this side. Here he comes. Look at you. You handsome big beast. You're a handsome big beast, aren't you? Oh, yes you are. Yes you are. He's the best boy. And he's got dirty muck on his ear. And he won't stay still long enough to have it taken off. Because you're a Mr. Mischief. What are you? A Mr. Mischief. Yes you are. Yes you are. Harley's like blinking. Oh. Here she comes. Here she comes. Right. So I'm going to sign off because I'm going to fall off this rock. My perch. So we'll see you all tomorrow. And I think it will probably be Janine and I tomorrow. So we'll see you then. Have a good night.